Assalamualaikum, very good afternoon and good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to parallel session 1B entitled Inclusive Business and SMEs. So in this session, our panelists will share how inclusive businesses in their respective country in incorporating the micro, small and medium enterprises into their value chain, in promoting market access, finance and skills development, as well as how the government promote the participation of IB and SME in the green recovery. As you're aware, based on the ASEAN Inclusive Business Framework or AIBF endorsed in 2017, the IB model are business that provide goods, services and livelihood on a commercially viable basis, either scale or scalable to people at the base of economic pyramid, making them as a part of the value chain of the company core business, be it either as a supplier, distributor, retailers, or even a customer. So in a nutshell, ASEAN emphasized the promotion of IB model implemented along the three major approaches, which include IB models, IB activities, and social enterprise initiative. So for today's session, please allow me to introduce our four panelists for the session. And our first panelist is Mr. Abdul Malik bin Atan, Manager and Head of a Green Standard and Verification Center from Malaysian Green Technology and Climate Change Center or MGTC Malaysia. Ms. Hong Kam Ziong, a co-founder of Pasapa Lau PDR, our second panelist. Our third panelist for today is Mr. Jakapong Chin Kratok, the CEO and founder of Fine Folks Company Limited of Thailand. And our final speaker for this session is Dr. Nur Rahman, the CEO of Ghanim International Corporation Brunei Darussalam. So, before I start the session with our panelists, I would like to ask our audience here to share via the chat function, maybe the example of what inclusive businesses can do to integrate the MSME as a part of your value chain. And perhaps you also can put in the chat box and what are the skills and resources that are needed to do so in order to ensure that IB model can be adopted or can be implemented in ASEAN member state, especially in involving the MSME in along the value chain or supply chain of the business. Okay, now we should start with our first panelist, Mr. Abdul Malik. Mr. Abdul Malik, welcome on board. So COVID-19 has also triggered to make us reflect on how our relationship with the environment. Due to the pandemic, global carbon dioxide emissions are expected to decline by 8% in 2020 as compared to 2019. To the level of 10 years ago. So the temporary reduction in both carbon emission and energy demand during the outbreak has given the environment some breathing space. However, the rebound in emission may be larger than the decline post-pandemic, I would say, unless the economic incentive and investment to restart the economy are geared to cleaner and more resilient energy infrastructure. I would like to share some incentive offered by ASEAN member states such as Indonesia under SDG Indonesia 1, Green program by the Philippines, and also National Strategy on Green Growth by the Vietnam. So Mr. Malik, perhaps you could share with us some background of the scheme introduced by MGTC, which is called Green Technology Financing Scheme. Is incentive that to incentivize innovation and adoption of green technology in Malaysia. Perhaps you could share with us some background on how actually this program is being implemented in Malaysia. And perhaps some challenges and that the agency is facing in implementing the scheme in the country. Mr. Malik, the floor is yours.
Yes, thank you, Ms. Ilyati. Assalamualaikum and good morning. My name is Malik from Malaysian Clean Technology and Climate Change Center in Malaysia. So actually, this agency is under Ministry of Environment and Water of Malaysia. I think I would like to share with you the question already asked from the moderator, Ms. Ilyati. So actually, one of the programs that already implemented in Malaysia is Green Technology Funding Scheme. So we call it SDGFS. So actually, I would like to share with you one of the big programs in Malaysia, how we assist our industry, especially for the SME in the green recovery. Okay, actually, this next slide. Okay. Okay, actually, this is the scheme that already implemented by the government of Malaysia. So actually, we call it as a green technology funding scheme. So this scheme is a financial incentive introduced by the government, where this scheme called it start in 2010 until 2020 with a total budget financing approval of 5.5 billion ringgit Malaysia. So actually, this GTFS, we have the two phases. So we have the GTFS 1.0 with the total amount of 3.5 billion ringgit Malaysia, and the second we have the GTFS 2.0 with the amount of 2.0 billion ringgit Malaysia. Okay, actually, why the government introduced this incentive? Because one of the main objectives is to promote green investment by providing easy access to financing and to the lower financing cost. Actually, because the government of Malaysia already introduced the Green Technology National Policy in 2009. So how we support this policy, we introduced this DTFS. So this DTFS we start in 2010, and we have the main objective how we can assist our industry in financing and also the funding assistance. Okay, actually, how the government introduced this scheme? Actually, we have the two incentives. So actually, number one, the government will provide 60% on financing provided by the financial institution, and the government will provide 2% for the interest or profit rate when this rate charged by the financial institution. So this means there is two incentives. There are two incentives provided by the government. So number one, the government will provide the 60% government guarantee, and also the government will subsidize 2% based on interest or profit rate by the participating financial institution. Okay, actually, how we recognize or we according to approve or we were to declare that the project under the DTFS is classified as a green technology. So we have the the 5 criteria. As long the project comply with this requirement or the criteria, so we can declare this project as a GTFS project. So actually, we have the 5. So number one, the project have the minimized degradation to the environment. So number 2, as long they have the zero or low green the gas emission. Number 3, conserve the use of natural resources. Number 4, safe for use and promote healthy and also the improve environment. And the last one, as long the project promote the use of renewable resources, including the renewable energy. Okay, next. Okay, actually, how we implement this scheme in Malaysia. So actually, we have the 3 phases or we 3 process. Okay, number 1, all the company or the applicant must apply to the MDTC. So MDTC as promoting and for the the evaluation agency. So we will evaluate either the project can be classified as a green project. So we have the technical expert, and also we have the team, and we have the committee to endorse or to approve the project as a green project. So actually, the first step, MDTC the function to classify either the project can be considered as a green project. So actually, under this DTPS, we have the three category, either the project under producer category, second is user, or third ESCO, energy service company. So actually for the producer, so the company can enjoy up to 100 million ticket measure up to 15 years. And for the user category, they can enjoy for until 50 million up to 10 years. And for the ESCO, they can enjoy until 35 million up to maximum 5 years. So next, after the company give the project certificate to the applicant, so the applicant can apply to any bank. So we have the more than 28 participating bank in DTPS. Then the CGC, so our partner, will provide the guarantor or to the applicant. So for this scheme, we cover for the 6 sector. So actually we cover for the energy, waste and water, building, transport, and also for the manufacturing. Okay, actually how we when we implement this DTPS, so actually we have a lot of consideration and challenges. So actually when we introduced this scheme in 2010, so a lot of difficulties and also the limitation and challenges, actually from our participating participation. Actually, number one, we have the challenges like lack of potential demand from local market and users in green technology application, for example, like the electric vehicle, green infrastructure, and high technology for waste and water management. So actually, because industry not very not ready to convert or to transform to the green, so that's why there is a lack of potential demand. And the second, actually, the lack of awareness and knowledge on the technology application to the financial institution, where the financial institution normally they focus on profit and economic value. So when we did the DTPS, actually we want to expand, not only focus for the economic, but we would like to focus on environment in their evaluation or financing. So the third challenge is that green technology projects are high risk in local market because less proven technology and track record for the response to the financial. This means at the moment we don't have a lot of track record or proven technology in Malaysia that we can assist or we can provide as a reference to our financial institution. But after 10 years when we implement the DTPS, so our financial institution already confident to involve in the DTPS, or they can give financing to company based on the technology project. And actually, the last one, actually, less number of local experts. Actually, at the moment, we don't have any people or local expert that we can assist in this DTPS. So actually, our local expert, our green expert is important because when we evaluate and monitor the green project, so that means we must have our green expert. For example, like because this green expert can assist the financial institution in related to the, for example, like investment cost, this estimate also the return on investment. So actually, the last question about the benefit for this scheme, actually more than 90%. So the applicant from micro, small, and medium enterprise. So actually, this scheme benefit to most of them from SME or MSME. So I think this scheme is very good when the government introduced, because we can assist our MSME in Malaysia. So from the number of applications, so actually 90%, I think more than 90%, the project from energy, for example, especially in the renewable energy, for example, like solar, and also from energy efficiency project. So for example, like they want to use to change to the energy efficient equipment or asset. So actually the second sector that the most the second sector is about the waste management. So almost about 10%. So the company can they can participate in DTFS actually from our sector, and others from building and transport only 1%. So actually this DTFS is normally from energy sector. Okay, I think that's all the information that I would like to share with you. So if anybody want to know about this DTFS or scheme, so they you can contact to my the information in the slide. I think back to you, Ms. Hilyati.
Thank you very much, Mr. Malik, for your sharing. We can see that actually the scheme is very useful for the company. It's very interesting. But perhaps, as you mentioned just now, some of the challenges is probably the low takers, among the industry. But you also mentioned that this scheme can really benefit the SMEs. But what are the chances for SME to actually be approved for this scheme? And perhaps is there any further guidance or hand-holding offered by MGTC in ensuring the SME before they can be approved, they actually adopting a certain element of green in the business?
Yeah, actually we have when we introduce this database, actually we will organize a lot of the base coaching. So base coaching, and also including the the help desk session. So how we can assist our Malaysian company, especially for the SMEs. So actually during the base coaching and for the help desk session, so we will guide how the company can comply with our requirement, and also comply with the financial institution requirement. So actually at the moment, before this, actually we use for the as an expert to guide and to assist our people. So now at the moment, we already have our local people that can assist to our industry. And also in MGTC and also under the Ministry of Environment and Water, actually we have the program, we call it as Green Industry and SME Development. So in this program, we will assist our industry how they can transform from conventional to the green business or green project.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Malik. We can see actually extensive effort undertaken by MGTC in encouraging more SMEs to adopt green in their business. Congratulations on all this effort and incentive that offered by the agency. Yeah, thank you once again, Mr. Malik. So now we shall move on to our next panelist, Ms. Hong Kam Hyong. She is a co-founder of Pasapa from Lao PDR. Welcome on board, Ms. Hong Kam. Ms. Hong Kam, I was made to understand that the word Pasapa itself actually means a language of cloth. Yeah, and we are thrilled to know that Pasapa is a cultural design collective based on the tropical paradise of Luang Prabang in Laos. Yeah? Rooted in Lao tradition, Pasapa's design crossover between fashion, arts and lifestyle to inspire a generation, break the rules and create beautiful art piece with a story to inspire with. Yeah, Ms. Hong Kam, it is a very interesting concept that your company has, and by creating an experimental space to explore and incorporate traditional motifs into contemporary handmade fashion item and home accessories. Yeah. Ms. Hong Kam, the core of inclusive business is providing livelihood and economic opportunity to the community. So in this period, we see that Pasapa built its business around 5 pillars, one of which is focusing on people. your belief in empowering the Hmong people through knowledge sharing, creating a platform for them to share their textile culture in Laos is beyond and is very inspiring. Yeah, perhaps Miss Hong Kong, you can share with us what gave you the inspiration to tell the Hmong story to the world, and also how actually the effort from your company provide or deliver economic impact to the Huang community. Please, Ms. Huang, the floor is yours.
Hi, today my manager will be speaking in this meeting for me. Tilly, her name is Tilly. Tilly.
Can you hear?
Yeah, Miss Tilly, yes.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. First of all, thank you all for coming here and listen to our presentation. I will start my presentation off with introduce our co-founders and then start with our story. First, Heather Smith is our co-founder. She is the co-founder of Pasapa. Heather first started coming to Laos in 1999, making an annual trip to learn about textiles and ethnic communities. Heather was inspired to start a community-based project that combined her skills and her marketing knowledge. Heather is passionate about living cultures and finding a place in the world for traditional art forms. And Hong Kam Song is another co-founder of Pasapa, and we call her Bok. She is a Hmong lady who was born and lives in Long Prabang, Laos. Like many Hmong women, Bok learned the arts of making textile from her mother. Growing up surrounded by beautiful handmade clothing inspired Bok to learn other forms of textile making. And she started to learn how to weave Lao in her community, and soon she was weaving and embroidering many pieces of clothes for her family and pieces to sell. It wasn't long until Bok set up a store in Long Prabang night market, and it is there that she met Heather Smith, and they took an adventurous step of starting Pasapa. Bok is a well-known member of her community. She has 3 children whom she continued to teach Hmong language to. Rooted in traditional design, crossover between fashion, interiors, art, and lifestyle. Their goals is to inspire a generation to break the rules and create something beautiful with a story. And Pasapa work with Hmong people for hand screen print, sewing, batik, indigo dyeing, have a major role in Pasapa, and also weaving, embroidering, and stitch, and applique. Pasapa not only because it is not only because of their beautiful results on our product, but also because of their high culture value. All these techniques started centuries ago and have passed from generation to generation and evolved in time to what we usually use daily at our studio in Long Prabang now. For Hmong people, fine needlework like applique has always been a big part of their culture, usually have done by community women and taught to the daughters. It brings great pride since it is a big part of the dress code for most important celebrations and events like births, weddings, and New Year's, and amongst others. The symbols stitch have evolved over time, and even though the meaning of such symbols usually have a relation with nature and animals, but all studies point to the fact that there is most certainly not only one meaning in per simple. Pasapa always aiming to learn more about Hmong tradition. Park and Heather, the Pasapa founders, embarked on a journey to Ban Long Lao on Luang Prabang province to learn from Hmong women who have done applique all their lives. The research trip was so valuable because they learned the techniques that all these artisans use, making it easier to go back to the studio with these skills in mind and start designing accordingly. Once samples have been made in the studio, Park and Heather returned to the village and joined forces with the artisans. The pictures above also show another technique that the applique called reverse applique, which basically uses holes and shape cuts in the top of fabric layer to bring the bottom close to the surface. Neither techniques is easy, but both take years to master. So for the materials, at Pasapa Studio, we currently work with talented Hmong stitch artisans who makes the sample for other Hmong ladies who prefer to stitch at their homes. From wall hanging artwork to cloths, clutches, computer cases to bags, we find a way to combine our signature prints with their hand-stitched magic. Not only are we proud to showcase our Hmong applique in our shop and products, but we are constantly learning and aiming to give more artisans space to show their skill. These artisans earn a additional income while maintaining a life as important as aspect of their culture. So about Pasapa, at Pasapa, we're known for our colorful prints. But did you know each print has the meaning behind it? Designing these prints was not easy task, and we spent many months researching and brainstorming ideas. And the goal was to have symbols and shapes that are important for the Hmong culture. But at the same time, we are symmetrical and adaptable because Park grew up seeing these symbols, for example, embroidering them in her Hmong skirts. Her knowledge is the key to our design process. Heather's background in textile design is equally as important as it helps to envision how the products will look once the prints were done. We hope you enjoy learning about their meanings, and from now on, every time you see Pasapa products, you're able to see there is a story behind it and its materials behind, and the hands that made them and the prints it carries. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Ms. Kong Kong. It's very interesting sharing, whereby we can see how you actually integrate the Hmong community into your value chain while preserving the cultural treasure, but at the same time ensure there's a business value or commercial aspect. Yeah, we can see that how you actually ensuring that you are preserving the culture. But at the same time, as a business, you also have to keep up to date, or update. Address the current needs, and especially in the fashion industry, especially something to do with ID, art, and so on. So, culture is one thing, but there must be a commercial value in ensuring the sustainability of the business. This is something that we can see is a very interesting element in your business. Yeah, congratulations on that. And we can also see how much effort that you have put in place to ensure or to integrate or to what we call to work together with the Hmong community to ensure that they can be a part of your business value chain. Congratulations, Ms. Kong Kang and Pasapa. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for your presentation.
Thank you so much.
Okay, now, ladies and gentlemen, we shall move on to our third panelist, Mr. Jakapong Chikratok. He is a CEO and founder of Fine Folks Company Limited from Thailand. Yeah? Welcome on board, Mr. Jakapong.
Good morning.
Morning, hi. We are very excited to know that Fine Folks has been able to position your company as a one-stop service for sustainable tourism, serving as a responsible tourism developer, experience providers, social impact partner, and social impact solution provider in Thailand. This is not an easy task, I believe, for a company to coordinate, among others, the core element of the tourism industry. So I believe Fine Folks envision to enhance the competitiveness of tourist destination, attraction and communities in Thailand to become the most admired, sustainable, responsible tourism destination. I know that your company has put a lot of effort in collaborating with various organizations in Thailand to develop tourism and co-create tourism product and services with the local community. So, Mr. Jakapong, as we are all aware that tourism sector is one of the sectors that were heavily impacted during this pandemic. Yeah. Nevertheless, now with the vaccination rollout in ASEAN member state, the tourism sector is prepared to bounce back. Yeah, at the very least through domestic tourism. So perhaps, Mr. Jakapong, you could share with us on how do you engage the local business, including the MSME, in providing your services, and what were the challenges faced in the earlier months of the pandemic that you were where you put your coping strategies, not only ensuring your business sustainability, but those local business that you engage with are also can survive during this pandemic. Thank you. Over to you, Mr. Jakapong.
Okay. Okay. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jakapong from Fine Folks Thailand. Okay. Thailand is one of the top destinations in the world, especially in Asia. Not only our well-known tropical beautiful beaches, our super tasty foods, but also our traditional culture and history. I believe that all of you may take our country to the top of your mind. Regarding the World Economic Forum 2019, Thailand reaches the 31st rank in the travel and tourism competitiveness of the world, and third rank in Southeast Asia due to its natural resources. However, environmental sustainability got worse every single day. We want to purchase as many nice resources as we can for the next and next generation. This is the simple reason to start our enterprise. Now let me share more about Fine Folks, a one-stop service for sustainable tourism. It was a business in 2018. We are a social enterprise aim to raise sustainability in the tourism industry, which increase the positive impact to natural resources and economic growth, while reduce negative environmental effects. Okay, please, next slide. Next slide, please. Next, please. Okay, our ultimate vision is to enhance the capacity of the Thai tourism industry, especially local community, to be the preferred responsible tourist destination. We not only define our enterprise as DMC or destination management company, but also the sustainable tourism developer in Thailand. Next slide, please. Moreover, our mission is create, connect, and raise awareness. For the first one, we co-create with local community in developing sustainable tourism activity to gain another source of income. The second, we like a split to connect the local community with expert to enhance the destination competitiveness. And third, we want to raise awareness of sustainability management and resources in conservation towards responsible tourism. Next, please. When you are working with local community, you have to set the goal in your mind. Here, our 4C DNA core value. When working with them, namely co-creation, create the innovation, and cooperation. Connect to sustainability. Firstly, we aim to discuss and find out how to create sustainable tourism activity with stakeholders properly. We also plan together to find out strengths and opportunities of each community. Next, we aim to adapt and useful innovation from many resources to local community to make their product more valuable and profitable. Then we work with them as a good partner to demonstrate how to do it. Lastly, we make sure that we lead them to think sustainability about how to use limit resources effectively. We believe that we work with them, we need to be connector and also developer. Next slide, please. Next, please. Now let's move to our service on our enterprise to provide to the social. They can divide into 4 main categories. Next, please. Starting from the first one, we are responsible tourism developer and consultant to build and develop sustainable and responsible tourist model by co-create, by cooperate with concerned organization and professional to develop tourism and community according with core value of their business organization. Next, please. Moving to the second one, we are sustainable tourism experience provider or DMC or travel agent. After development, we have sustainable tour operator or MICE operation. MICE is MICE, MICE industry, right? MICE team to provide alternative travel experience for special alternative or interest. Next, please. Moving to the third one, we are social impact partner for corporate in Thailand to create and design corporate social responsibility activity with tourism from tourism industry, do and measure in team of social, environment, and economic impact. And move to the last, we are social impact solution. Our enterprise does not provide only social impact, but also environment impact. For social impact, our enterprise aim to provide more chance to local community, make their welfare better. We have mindset that we can work with them to gain more income and improve them their welfare at the same time. We plan to increase the member of employee opportunity in community, including enhancing the accessibility to product and service online market form. That means we create more chance for them to work their home and no need to go to the city for job. For environment impact, we aim to reduce carbon emission from good and service tourism activities of the country and assisting to raise awareness of resource conservation and environmental sustainability of Thailand is the one of environment impact. Next slide, please. Our key project. Next, please. Our key project. For our key project, as I have mentioned earlier, Thailand is the one of top destination in the world, especially in Asia. In 2018, according to UNWTO, Thailand was ranked third of world and had the revenue from tourism more than 63 US dollar billion. In the tourism industry competition, Thailand certainly had higher capability than other. However, when discussing the resources and sustainability is what found. We found the issue concerning resource conservation and environment sustainability decrease. Next, please. We have a social enterprise. We as a social enterprise want to solve this problem. We start with the question: how can we provide our product and service to reduce negative effect of natural resources while increase the positive impact and income? Next, please. In this year, we are going to launch an innovative platform for purchasing eco-friendly product, service, and booking green accommodation. In every purchase, the platform will display how much you can reduce the carbon footprint from that product and service. One is measurable, is encourage the tourists to join, as we aim to boost the revenue of local stakeholders and raise awareness of sustainability. In the same time, one of the different products we offer the device and innovative platform in the tourism industry named Go Green Booking, right? The primary objective is to assemble eco product and service as a green accommodation. In our platform, in every purchase, the member of reduced carbon footprint will display to inform the customer how much they reduce the carbon footprint when compared to the normal product or accommodation. We try to make the green concept in responsible tourism tangible and measurable. Next, please. When discuss the competitive advantage, our latest product provide a new experience of e-commerce with the concept of tangible carbon footprint reduction. We want our target group to see the positive impact by showing the quantity of carbon reduction. Is a first platform in Thailand to write this issue. Next, please. In addition, the best asset we have is a dot connector of sustainability. We are able to link many experts and big more organization or corporation to coordinate many development projects on sustainable tourism with many community stakeholders. While we also provide the greatest customer the greatest customer journey to start from booking prior to their trip until the end of their trips. Next, please. Our innovation platform provide 6 categories. For 6 category is a eco-friendly product, green accommodation, low carbon accommodation, low carbon routes or responsible routes, low carbon restaurant or responsible carbon restaurant, green spa, green merchandise, and green market in Thailand. Next, please. Now moving you to the key highlight of Go Green Booking, our platform. A is create a feature advantage for product and service calculation the amount of greenhouse gas emission reduction. For the second is add value to product and service in Thailand for responsible product in Thailand. For the third one is provide a good opportunity for quality group or quality customer that we find. For the last one is connect and support responsible tourism or responsible tourist network. Next, please. Okay, here is the process how we show or how we calculate carbon emission each product and service on our platform. Next, please. Next, please. Our century. For recently, we have been selected on the runner-up seat Low Carbon Award 2011, and last year we were the one of the top destination genius business model in from the Ministry of Commerce in Thailand. It was my wonderful award. Next, please. Moving to our pride milestone. Is like I think somebody heard that it's Journey the platform from AirAsia Thailand or AirAsia Group, the best low cost airline that we were the project advisor team for co-create the community-based tourism or community-based tourism development. The project for 3 years in a row, or the project and enhance of the tourism capability project by Tourism Authority of Thailand, or we were a team to run the route development of my Thailand, my SMEs for 17 activity. Okay, move to the end of slide. The next one. For me and my team, we believe that is the right time to raise sustainability in the tourism industry to preserve the environment and to preserve the environment of local communities and empower them with the new revenue models. For me, responsible tourism management is an impactable tool to reduce negative impact and increase the competence to sustain resources between our business, our enterprise, and local community. Our ultimate goal is to drive Thailand to be the preferred destination, to be the preferred responsible tourist destination. Thank you for listening us. Thank you for today, Kap.
Thank you, Mr. Jakapong. Wow, I can see your passion toward promoting what we call as a responsible tourism in Thailand. There's so much effort. Congratulations. And also, by the way, congratulations on the award. Yeah, is as a top 10 Genius Service Business Model 2020, and also as a runner-up for Seed Low Carbon Award 2021. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
With your presentation now, you deserve it. Hopefully by next year you can, be the champion for the Seed Low Carbon Award 2022, perhaps. Okay. The key message that I can extract from your presentation just now is actually to enhance the tourism industry into becoming more sustainable. We need to reduce negative effect on the environment and raise positive outcome for social as well as the environment. So that basically the key message that I can get from your presentation. Congratulations once again in promoting responsible tourism in Thailand. Hopefully, we hope that every country also share the same message or same what we call hope that we want to be more responsible in promoting our tourism. Yeah. So okay, we also truly hope that the tourism industry in all ASEAN member states will bloom and prosper in the near future. Thank you once again, Mr. Jakapong. So okay, and now we move on to our final panelist for today, which is Dr. Nur Rahman. Dr. Nur Rahman is CEO of Ghanim International Corporation, Brunei Darussalam. Welcome on board, Dr. Nur Rahman.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Ganam International Corporation Sdn Bhd was established by the government of Brunei Darussalam in 2009 as a strategic project under the Ministry of Finance and Economy as part of the group of company in Darussalam Asset. Ganim International Corporation assumes a key role in the development of the food industry and diversification of the economy by developing, marketing and promoting Brunei halal food products in Brunei and across the world. Yeah. So Dr. Nur Rahman, could you share with us your insight on what makes Ganim International Corporation inclusive? And how has Ganim International Corporation positively impacted the MSME in the value chain? And also perhaps you can share with us how has the government of Brunei support your company to be inclusive? Over to you, Dr. Nur Rahman.
Thank you very much once again. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Respected moderator, dear speakers, ASEAN officials, organizers, technical support providers, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good morning and good afternoon to you all, wherever you are. My name is Dr. Nur Rahman. I am the CEO of Ganim International Corporation, trading as Brunei Halal Foods. Next slide, please. So Ganim International Corporation was established by the government of Brunei in 2009 as a strategic project under Ministry of Finance and Economy as part of the group of companies sitting under Darussalam Assets now to play a key role in the development of food industry and diversification of economy by developing, marketing, and promoting Brunei halal food products in Brunei and across the world. Ganim's product portfolio includes premium value-added chicken, beef, beverage, daily snacks, condiments, and other products. In the next few slides, I will try to explain how Ganim International Corporation is playing a key role in the space of inclusive business in Brunei Darussalam. Next slide, please. Our vision is to be an iconic halal brand in the world that excels through innovation and virtue. And our strategy is to delivering as the standard brand in the most trusted company for providing halal product solutions. And our mission is to excel and lead the industry solution through accurate science and innovation, social responsibility, and quality, convenience, and sustainable brand growth. Next slide, please. Our objectives, I want to explain our objective is, number one is to be profitable and ensure that shareholder return and develop food industry in Brunei, support MSMEs, growers, and 1K, 1P. 1K, 1P is one kampong, one product, means one village, one product, and also the entrepreneurs, developing the entrepreneurs in Brunei. So the next one is food security, import substitution and export, and sustainable growth and economic diversification. As you can clearly see that one of our major objectives is to support our local MSMEs and our fruits and vegetable growers and the kampong, like village producers who produce one or two products in their home. So we want to just take them through the journey and making sure that they grow. So next slide, please. So we have now 5 brands under our portfolio. Obviously, Brunei Halal Foods is our umbrella brand, and we are setting up a food industry development multi-purpose processing facility, which will be finished in the next couple of months. And this is going to help the local SME. That's another brand called BFID. We also set up a brand, it's called The Junction, which is, we call Brunei's one-stop convenience store. So it's basically to develop the local young entrepreneurs in the retail industry. We also have another brand called BLPC, it's called Buy Local Produce campaign. To grow our local producers, we collect products, buy products from the growers, and distribute and retail. We also have another brand called Ganim Brunei. Next, please. So overall, our expectation is to grow the food industry in Brunei. So we have taken an ambitious plan to develop the food industry in Brunei. As we know that Brunei is mainly importing all the food items, but in a situation like COVID or any pandemic situation, there is a serious issue. So one of our objectives is to make sure that food security, stability, and food defense in the country. Also, we want to create import substitution, export growth, SME development and growth. And also, we want to create a food supply center. We are working closely with Ministry of Finance and Economy, obviously with Ministry of Primary Resource and Tourism. So we have recently started since last year the Buy Local Produce campaign in collaboration with our farmers and vendors to grow agriculture sector. And also we have two major projects to set up major meat and gelatin tannery factory in Brunei. Hopefully it will come up very soon as well. We are also interested to set up a milk producing milk products manufacturing and processing place in Brunei as well, inshallah. And obviously we are working closely with our MSMEs in the manufacturing facility currently. And when we open our Brunei Food Industry Development Manufacturing Plant, then our SMEs will be working closely with us. Next slide, please. So the way we are currently working in terms of the inclusive business model, clearly we are the first one. We are supporting the local SMEs. We are working with local SMEs, small, medium enterprises in the food industry. We are working with them, helping them to develop the product, process the product, pack product, and we take it and under Brunei Halal Foods brand, we supply to the local market and international market. Then the next one is we are helping the farmers and growers. We are buying product directly from them, and we are taking bundling, cleaning, and supplying to the local market at the moment. And we are ambitious to in future export. So our third inclusive business model is to develop the local entrepreneurs. So we are identifying the local young entrepreneurs and training them, coaching them, developing them to go into retail market. So we opened 3 stores, it's called the Junctions, and we are ambitious to open more stores in the coming months. Next slide, please. So as I mentioned that we are setting up, the government is investing a significant amount of money in setting up a Brunei Food Industry Development multi-purpose processing facility in Brunei. This is with the objective of supporting the local SMEs so that SMEs can come and develop their product, trial and test their product, pack in a smaller volume and in a larger volume as well. This is one of the major objectives. Obviously, we will be commercially developing products as well and processing and supplying to the local market, but our aim is to export more products. So basically, this is actually creating a platform for SMEs in the food sectors in Brunei to develop and then manufacture products in a standard, internationally standard and certified facility, which is going to be ready in next couple of months. But at present, we are working with more than close to 25 MSMEs, and we have been exporting products to international markets. We are also supplying the SME produced product into local markets as well. Next slide, please. So this is our overall business strategy. So as you can see that Brunei Halal Foods, Ghanim International Corporation sitting in the middle. So we are working with the local SMEs to develop our product. We have got OEM model, and we have got collaboration with several local MSMEs as well. And we are exporting product, and we have got several projects as well. Gradually, this project is going to be eventually working with the local SMEs. Local SMEs will be supplying their raw materials and several other incentives into the project as well. So we have got Junction as the retail entrepreneur program, and we have got the trading facilities. We are working with the 13 MSMEs at the moment, but we have also got about 25 MSMEs in the pipeline, and all the products are being manufactured by the local SMEs. Thank you. Next slide, please. So this is just a model that we are showing that how we are actually working with the SMEs, and our intention is to do the export aggregation and import aggregation to support the local SMEs, because it's very difficult for SMEs to import raw materials and packaging materials. So eventually we will be acting as an import aggregator and also export aggregator. Thank you. Next slide, please. So SMEs in the BFID, Brunei Food Industry Development Manufacturing Plant, can be working with us in 3 different models. One is the service. If they want to use our facility, they can just get the service from the facility. But if they want to manufacture product under OEM, they can do so. If they want to do co-branding with Brunei Halal Foods, they can also do so. So it's open to the MSMEs. So this is actually unique platform, first of its type, being established in Brunei. So this is going to really benefit the SMEs. One of the things that we identified that local SMEs are lacking in terms of their facility to pack and produce products in a larger volume in a standard facility. So next slide, please. So we have already explained that this model. Next slide, please. So we have set up a Junction Retail Entrepreneurship Program, as I mentioned. So our plan, we have opened 3. This financial year, we are planning to open about 10, and then we will open 120 by 2031. This is to support the local young entrepreneurs to take into the retail market. Next, please. So these are some of our products. As you can see, we have got a range of products. All these products, more importantly, is these are manufactured by local SMEs. We have got range of beverages, snacks, condiments. We have got frozen selection. We have got ready to eat as well. Next slide, please. So we have got value-added seafood, and more importantly, with the Brunei Food Industry Development Project, we will have more exciting different range of products. We have got 3 lines. In the 3 different lines, we will be manufacturing 3 different products categories. Actually 3 different lines, but a range of categories and SKUs will be manufacturing. So next slide, please. Yeah, that's all my presentation. So I want to end my presentation with this, and if there is any question, I'll be happy to answer those questions. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Dr. Nur Rahman. Thank you so much for a very insightful presentation, very comprehensive. We can see, a clear strategy in your cooperation on how to actually involve MSME, the people, the inclusive community, for example, youth, to be part of the supply chain of the Ghanim company, your company. Congratulations on that. Just perhaps, since that you are really passionate about this subject on IB, perhaps you can share with us in general what are the other support that would be useful for the government to encourage more business to adopt inclusive business, inclusive model, IB model in their company in general.
Yeah, in general, we are closely working with the Darussalam enterprise, as you know, that the government agency that promotes the local SMEs. We are closely working with them, and we have got a plan. We have identified a number of issues and challenges and opportunities for the SMEs to grow. One of the challenges is that they don't have the manufacturing process, the standard facility to produce bulk product in bulk quantities. So, and they cannot go to distributors or even in the international market. So we have taken a program together with Darussalam Enterprise to set up a facility, and they will be able to manufacture their product. But at the same time, we are helping them to also do the training, coaching, and if they require any financial support from the banks, together with the Darussalam Enterprise, we provide that as well. So it's a total solution for the SMEs, and then hopefully this is going to create an opportunity for the diversification of Brunei economy, especially in the food sector.
Thank you very much, Dr. Nur Rahman, for your answer. We can see end-to-end support, end-to-end solution, yeah, to make the IB model happen. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much once again, Dr. Nur Rahman.
Thank you.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we actually have completed with the first round of our session, but we can see a lot of questions in our chat box. Very interesting question. We'll pick a few, and I'll go through a few questions, and we get some response from the panelists here. Okay, so now I move on to I will read certain questions, and my first question goes to Miss Hong Kam. Okay. Ms. Hong Ham, are you ready with the first question from the floor?
Yes, we are
Okay.
here.
All right. Okay. The question is there a way that you can grow your company by working with a large distribution company, for example, IKEA? Yeah. So what is your strategy for scaling up your business? In preparation to be working together with the large distribution company. So what is your take on this?
Okay, Tilly.
Okay. So if we can build a goals of our company working with a large distributions, we will hire more makers and employees, because there are a lot of unemployment women and men in Laos community, and we will do our best to deliver the best quality and the best quality and skill that the company needed. So we will do our best, and we'll hire more makers. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for your answer. We have a few more questions. I go. The next question will be for Mr. Abdul Malik. Okay. What is your views, Mr. Malik? Yeah, what is your views on the importance of green labeling for products from ASEAN MSME in order to access into the global supply chain or new market? So we are talking about the green labeling here. So what is your views on this?
Thank you, Ms. Yati. Actually, I would like to share with you about the green labeling or green certification. So from my opinion, green certification or green labeling is very important at the moment, because normally the user, the consumer need the evidence that you provide the green element or green the certification. That's why using the green label is very important for them to identify which the product is green or the product doesn't have complied with the green. So for example, like halal logo. So actually in the world, most of the country, they have their own halal logo because mostly Muslim people need that halal logo in the food product or other product. That's why similar to the green label or green logo, it's very important. For example, like Malaysia or other countries like in ASEAN, for example, like maybe Thailand, Indonesia, Brunei, or other countries that produce the food product. So when they want to export the market to Asia country, normally they need the halal logo. So similar to the green label. So that's why like most developed country, including like Europe country, Japan, Korea, United States, normally they need the green labeling, include for example like green certification or green logo when they want to export to that country. That's my opinion that green labeling is very important at the moment because we want to assist our local company to expand their product to the global market. So I think that's my opinion about the green labeling in Malaysia. Okay, back to you. Yes.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Malik, for your views and explanation. Actually, we have one more question to you, Mr. Abdul Malik. So the next question is, what is the percentage of the company in your portfolio that are focusing in the strategic intent on people?
Okay, actually, regarding this question, because at the moment, this is my opinion, because Malaysia have our strategy to achieve our sustainable development in the future. So how we transform from conventional to the sustainable, actually, we will focus three elements. So the first one, we will focus for economic. Second, we will focus for environment. And the last one, we focus for the social. So at the moment, most of our program in Malaysia, including in MDTC, so we only focus for the economic and environment, not focus for the social at the moment, because when we transform from 0 to 100%, so normally we must transform step by step. Yeah, for example, like if you want to do your PhD, normally you must do the diploma or degree, and then you do the master. After that, you can do for the PhD. So similar to this, we call it the sustainable development direction. So how we transform this sustainable agenda? So we start to convert from conventional to green. So in future, we will to expand from green to the sustainable. So this means during this from green to sustainable, we will include the social element. So that's why including this DTFL. So actually, we do not really focus for the poor people. As long the project have support our economy and also support to environment. So we declare or we support this project or we approve the project. So about the social element, maybe we will expand in 2025 or 2030, as long our the government of Malaysia ready to include the social element in our agenda.
All right, thank you, Mr. Malik, for your answer. Okay, the next question from the floor goes to Mr. Jakapon. Mr. Jakapon, okay, do you see the travel bubble opportunities with the vaccinated tourists, especially from among the ASEAN member states? So what is your take on this? Opportunity come from the travel bubble initiative.
Yes, I see. Certainly we see the opportunities. For me, I think that is a good change for tourism industry and local community to survive and gain more revenues. We believe that travel bubble between ASEAN members would be advantage for increased economic growth.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Jakapon. Opportunity there. Okay.
Hope to
Okay.
see.
Yeah. My next question goes to Dr. Nur Rahman. Okay. In the spirit of ASEAN Economic Community that envision ASEAN as a single market and production base, in your views, would there be opportunity for strategic cross-border IB supply chain among ASEAN member states? Yeah. Just now talking about IB within the country. So, as in the spirit of ASEAN, would there be any opportunity for you integrate the supply chain beyond the border? Yeah, Mr. Rahman, what is your take on this?
Thank you very much. This is one of the best questions. If we want to be successful in our slogan, we care, we prepare, and we prosper, then most important thing is we need to work together. And we need to find, it's not if, it's just how we can actually find the platform to work together between these 10 countries and the other countries, so that there are diversity in our resources, diversity in thought process, diversity in our product supply, supply chain opportunities, production capabilities, buying capabilities. All these together, if we work as a team of 10 countries plus others, then this will definitely help every country. So obviously, the facility, for example, the one that we are opening, we will be opening, inshallah, in future for other neighboring countries. They can do OEM product if they find the suitability for that. There will be a service fee or whatever. So I think as a common platform, we should create in every sector, in food industry, in tourism industry, in other industries, to work together, how we can actually help each other. One country might have one resources that is lacking in other countries. For example, in Brunei, we are only thinking of going into export market and in the diversification of our food industry. So we have to import all the major raw materials from other countries. So why don't we use our ASEAN friends to import from those countries instead of going anywhere? So yes, to answer your question, there is a common platform and we should explore the opportunity together.
Very true. Thank you so much, Dr. Nur Rahman. Okay, we noticed that there are participants who would like to try to speak in the session, but however, I have to say that we would like to encourage you to actually post or put your remarks or your question in the chat box so that the Secretariat can pick up your question or your views and share with the rest of the participants. Totally sorry for that, because we're also running out of time. So we can't allow any participant to speak in the session. Yeah. So ladies and gentlemen, now we have come to the end of the session. Please allow me to conclude and share with the audience some takeaway points from our deliberation with the distinguished panelists throughout 1.5 hours. Yeah. So the first one is inclusive business will help communities, especially the bottom of the pyramid, to have job opportunity and prosper together with the nation's economic growth. Yeah. Inclusive business is a business for everyone and the nation, and from the nation to its people, and from the people to the nation. Yeah, and it is also crucial for inclusive business to incorporate MSME into their supply chain, support green recovery, promote access to market, finance, and also skill development. Number 4, government initiative should encourage local participation within the supply chain of the retail industry. To enhance the tourism industry into becoming more sustainable, we need to reduce negative effect on the environment and raise positive outcome for social as well as for the environment. And last but not least, ASEAN Economic Community envision ASEAN as single production base. Therefore, strategic cross-border IB supply chain should be initiated among ASEAN member states. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the very end of the session. We just completed our parallel session 1B session. Yeah. Please allow me to express my gratitude and thank to all our panelists, the audience, and also the organizers for today's event. It has been a very informative and beneficial session for all of us. Since we have been sharing, listening a lot of sharing from our panelists today. Yeah, so let us grow together as one, as ASEAN community. Thank you everyone and stay safe. See you all in the next event. Take care and wishing everyone a very pleasant afternoon. Thank you very much.